What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to a near reincarnation video. Alright, everyone, we finally got PvP. Let's talk about it. Now, it's exactly what I expected. I know a lot of you guys didn't expect this, but if we look at Nier as a whole game, it is meant to be a grind, and I kind of figured that PvP would be the same, a high tier grind, just like the rest of the game is. Everything in this game is a hefty grind. I think that's why a lot of us love the game, and we stick around because of how grindy it is. Now, a lot of us maybe were looking for a break with PvP and hoping that it wouldn't be a grind, but just like the rest of the game, it is a true grind, and there is no denying that. And because of that, they added a lot of bots in the game. Now, some people love this, some people hate this, but this is really good for a free-to-play player, because if you're free-to-play, you can push to the top without having to worry about fighting whales or fighting people with higher BP than you, whatever the case may be. But a free-to-play player can get their hands on some of these awesome rewards without having to spend a ton of money to do so. So it has good and it has bad. If you like the grind, then you're going to be fine with it. It's not going to be a big deal to you. But if you're not a big fan of grinding in PvP, you're not going to like this PvP at all because, again, it's all about the grind. You're going to have to grind your way all the way to the top, and it's going to be like that every single season. Now, what I'm thinking is as you get higher, there won't be as many bots because real players will push their way to the top. So when you get to the top 100 or top 500, maybe you won't see as many bots. Right now, I'm seeing 90% bots, 10% players. I've been trying to fight higher BPs to test stuff out and see if it's speed meta or not, which we'll get into in just 1 second. But overall, the arena is exactly what I expected, and if you're a free-to-play player, you're going to love this because you're going to be able to play arena, PvP, no problem, and also get your hands on some of these awesome rewards. So every time that you beat a bot, potentially you're going to get these weapon enhancements, and the higher you go, the more bots you fight, the more weapon enhancements you're going to get. Now, as far as the weekly rewards go, this is once a week. And you're going to get a bunch of stamina pots, and you're also going to get the currency that you can use in the exchange shop, which we'll touch on in just a second. And then we have ranking rewards, which will be at the end of the season. And as a free-to-play player, I don't know if you're going to be able to get too many of these, because a lot of the real players are going to push to the top. And I think the higher you get, the less bots you're going to see, especially as the game goes on. What's going to happen is the real players are going to push themselves to the top, and once you get to the top 100, you're mostly going to be probably fighting real players and not so much bots. At least that's the way it looks right now. I haven't pushed to the top yet, so I'm not sure about that. But from what I could see, the higher you get, the less bots you're going to see. I think bots were designed more for lower players or people that don't want to push arena or new players just coming into the game. I think they're there for them to be able to get some of these rewards and push their way up without having to go too crazy with building a really sturdy team. They could basically come in here, fight the bots, and make their way up without having that pay-to-win aspect in their face, which is a really good thing when you break it down and think about it. So really good rewards. I think they did a good job at spreading the rewards out. Bunch of summons, bunch of currency. Now, while we're talking about currency, let's pull up the shop. And one of the main reasons I think Arena is designed like this, because for each match you get 1 token. So if you look at the Black Pearl, you have to do 1,200 matches to get this Black Pearl. If you look at the Brilliance box, you have to do 1,500 matches to get this Brilliance box. So to clear out this Arena shop, you can see already you're going to have to do a ton of matches. Again, it fits with all the other content in the game currently. Everything is just a grind, and Arena is no different. It is a true grind. So anything you want from this shop, you're going to have to break it down to runs. So if you want to get the Brilliance box and the Black Pearl, you're going to have to do 2,700 runs. Same thing with the Polycrystal. Add another 1,500 runs to that. And I think that's why they added all of these bots, just to make it easier for free-to-play players to be able to clear their shop out without having to worry about not being able to do it or not being able to find matches, because maybe all the players will push up to the top, and then a free-to-play player is at the bottom, and then he can't find matches because there's nobody there to queue up with. Same thing with the higher players. Maybe there's no matches for them to queue up with. So having the bots in there, I don't think is a bad thing at all. It just creates a grind, and I think it fits with the rest of the game. I think a lot of us just didn't picture it being this grindy, but I guess if we look at the rest of the game, we should have. But I'm okay with it. I kind of like it personally. I know some of you guys will disagree. Let me know in the comments if you like Arena or if you dislike Arena, if you like the setup, if you want them to change it in the future. I know a lot of people in the current community are like, I really don't like it. It's too grindy. If we look at our streak bonus, this only goes up to level 5. You can only get HP up by 15% and attack up by 15%. It does not go past this. Your win streak will go up and up, but it doesn't change what your bonus stats are. Once you hit level 5, that's it. So it only goes to 15 and 15. I was doing some testing, facing some really high BPs. I didn't bot my way to the top. I wanted to see how the arena system worked when facing people with more speed than me or just higher attack. And the one thing I will say is just having speed is not good enough. A lot of people were saying before PvP was released that all you need is speed and you win. That is not true. Speed will help, of course, but if you don't have the damage to back up your speed, it means nothing. I've won so many matches already that I've not taken the first turn, but because of my A2's damage, I'm able to counter and then basically wreck my enemy's face because my enemy doesn't have enough damage to take me out. So he goes, takes the first turn, yes, but then I counter and my A2 does so much damage that it usually one-shots one of the enemies on that team. In another video, I'll do some theory crafting and we'll work out some good arena teams. For now, I just threw what I had in here and went with it. This team is not set up for arena at all yet. I really don't have much agility. The only good thing is my A2 does a ton of damage. But other than that, this is not my dream arena team. I have a lot of work to do. Now on the left-hand side, this is your rank where this box is. We're in gold 3, next gold 4, gold 5, and then it goes up from there. You can look at your battle history. You can't watch replays, unfortunately. Hopefully in the future, they'll let us watch our defenses. If we click on details, it'll show us where we're ranked. So right now, we're in the top 3,000, 2,000 to 3,000, next 1,000 to 2,000, and then we go up from there. And I think once we get to top 100, even now looking at this, the bots are gone. When PvP was first released, it was all bots up here. Now it's replaced with all true players. So I think for the whales and the people that are going to spend money in PvP, you won't be facing as many bots once you get to the top 100. So I don't think it's as scary as it looked. Because a lot of us were thinking you get to top 100, you could just fight bots, and that will get you rank 1. I don't think that's going to be the case, because I think once you get into this top 10, top 20 area, you're not going to be seeing many bots. Now, yes, we still see a lot of bots outside the top 10, but Arena's only been out for a couple of days. As this goes on, real players are going to come up. And I think for the whale side of things and people that take Arena seriously, you'll be able to have real matches and fight real people. And then I also think for the free-to-play players that don't want to take Arena so seriously, that just want the rewards, they could just fight bots, get the rewards, and call it a day. So I think that's why they split the baby with the bots, threw a bunch of bots in here. So this way is pay-to-win friendly and free-to-play friendly. That's the way I look at it currently. Let me know, again, what you guys think of the current arena system, what they should change, if they should change anything at all. And then on the bottom, you can also pull up your defense. So everything you could do from this home screen, you go to your exchange shop, history, rewards, you can check anything you want right here from this screen. And then, of course, we have battle. So if we click on that, so we have 2 regular players and 1 bot. I like to fight the regular players. If I'm not sitting in front of the computer playing, I will bot my way to the top, I'm not going to lie. But if I'm sitting down and playing and testing stuff out, I like to face real players. That's just the way I am. I understand if you guys don't and you bot your way to the top, there's nothing wrong with that. So we're going to take this guy on the top. Now, the one thing I do like is they don't show runes in this game. They don't show team setup or runes. Most games in 2021, they show all the enemy stats, runes, all of that great stuff. This game does not. So you cannot see what you're facing. You can't see his speed, his damage, none of it. So you're going in blind, which I think is pretty cool. Hopefully they leave it like that for the future. A lot of games will have it like this, and then in the future they'll change it and make it so people can see your runes. I much prefer it without seeing the runes. I think it just makes it that much more fun, in my opinion. So now let's get into this one and see what we can do. I'm going to auto this for video purposes, but I am going to click on the damage dealer, and I recommend you guys doing the same. When you're fighting somebody with the same or higher BP than you, always click on their damage dealer so you can get rid of it as soon as possible. So if you see an A2 or a 2B, click on it. This way you can get it out of there and you don't have to worry about taking a ton of damage. Now 2P does a lot of damage too, but I think A2 and 2B are the most important ones to take out first. So I'll click on it like that. Now we did take the first turn, but the rest of my team isn't as fast as my 2P. So his 2P did cut in, and if his 2P did a ton of damage, she would have one-shot my A2. And that's why I think that attack is just as important as speed, because even if you're taking the first turn, the enemy still has a chance to cut in, and if the enemy's doing enough damage, he's going to one-shot somebody on your team. Once your endgame and all your memories are good, everything is maxed out, and you get everything speed-tuned, that would be a little bit different, but it's going to be really hard for you to get all 3 of your characters at a really high speed. So what's going to happen is just like the way I have it, I have my 2P really, really fast, and then I have my A2 built for damage, and then I have my Noel built as a support to take the damage. So every match that I do, my 2P goes first, they cut in, either hit my Noel or my A2, and then I cut in again and usually kill something at that point with my A2. Because if my A2 goes, she usually has enough damage to wreck whatever she hits. And also remember, on the first turn, you're not going to have any skills up. So that is another thing. The enemy is most likely going to counter. And if you're just building speed with no attack, you're not going to do enough damage to take out the enemy before he cuts in and basically takes you out. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Speed is important, yes, but attack is just as important. Because if you're fast with no speed, or vice versa, one kind of cancels the other out. So you need an equal mixture of both, I think. I mean, it's kind of the obvious thing to say, I guess, but I don't think speed is the end-all be-all the way everybody thought it would be. Now, yes, if somebody's super fast and they're doing a ton of damage, they're absolutely going to wreck you. But on auto, if they end up hitting my Noelle, which is stacked with a ton of defense and HP, she could probably take a hit from an A2 or 2B, and then my A2 or my 2P is going to cut in and most likely kill their damage dealer, because the one advantage that we have on offense is that we can click the enemy that we want to take out first, like A2 or 2B or 2P, whatever it is. I usually leave 2P alone because most people have her built for speed and HP and then attack, basically a hybrid build. So I always go for the 2B and the A2 first if I see them, or whatever damage dealer's on there, I always click that first, especially if I'm fighting somebody with a higher BP. From what I see as I'm going up, I usually get one bot, two regulars, or two bots and one regular, but I'm usually getting at least one regular player in my list at a time. When I was lower and PvP first came out, it was all bots. I didn't get any real players, but it seems like the higher we climb, the less bots we're going to see, which I kind of expected getting into this PvP content. So now we have 92, 84, and a bot. I usually like to go with the person with the lowest cups, not necessarily the BP, because the lower rank they have, I think the more trophies that we get. So let's go with this one. He's at 84. He has A2, so we're going to click the A2 immediately, and we're going to get rid of that damage dealer as soon as possible. That is the way I like to do it. If I see a damage dealer, get rid of it. Then the main threat is gone. And I feel like a Noelle or 2P is not really going to be able to one-shot my entire team. Now, if this A2 goes and the A2 is stacked with damage, even 2B can be a force to be reckoned with. But like you see here, his A2 is not really doing any damage, and we're counterattacking and just wrecking him. He took way more turns than we took, but because we're doing more damage, it didn't matter. Speed is important, but I don't think it's everything. You definitely need some damage in there, because again, this guy was definitely faster than us. All of his units went first, but we would counter in and just do massive damage to him, which canceled out his speed completely. So in a game like this, I think speed is important, but attack is definitely just as important, because without the attack, you're not going to be doing any damage. And like you saw there, it won't matter if you take the first turn, because you won't be able to do any damage to knock your opponent out. And the one thing I will say is the faster you can take somebody out in the team, the better you're going to be, because as the match goes on, the skills start to come up. And once those skills come up, the player that uses their skills first, they are going to completely smack you. So it's always good to get rid of one of their damage dealers before that happens. But I want to know what you guys are thinking about this new PvP content. Is it what you expected? Did you expect something else? Are you okay with the grind, the bots? Let me know what you're thinking down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for the support here on YouTube. We're so close to 4,000 subs. Once we reach it, we will start another sub celebration. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are always linked down below. 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you do is sub to the channel, like, and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you into the random giveaway. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.